Hey, I'm Edwin Proper from Proper Growth, and in this next video, we get to pick Paul Akers' brain. Honestly, there is so much wisdom in here, and you're gonna have to go back to this again and again. But he shares something really critical about how he makes the most out of his time and how he gets into flow with something called Text Expander. I will share more in the comments below. There's something else that he used that he doesn't talk about, which is GTD, getting things done. So GTD with Text Expander, honestly, you're going to save yourself so much time. So I hope you enjoy. Check it out.
So I prepared a few questions that I think the answers could benefit people here. I've heard you say the stories roughly, but I think it's very important. Most businesses start out with a large financial gain as a motive. Was that the same for you when you started FastCap?
No, 100% no financial interest whatsoever. Just operational excellence. One thing happened to me and one thing only. I walked into Lexus, I walked into Toyota, I saw everything running smooth, I saw no chaos, I saw nobody running around with their hair on fire, and everything I was doing was my hair on fire and putting out fires all the time. And I said, I can't stand what I'm doing. I've got to figure out how to run a company like this. That was the only thing that motivated me.
And was that, I'm talking pre-lean, when you was in your home garage trying to, you had invented 17 products?
That happened after we moved into the first building. It was not at home when I went to Japan in 2000 for the first time. And I was in our original first facility when that happened.
And would you say your thoughts have changed on that over the years at any point?
Well, the only thought that changed is everybody that chases money will fail, 100%. You'll never get this. You'll never understand the culture. It has absolutely nothing to do with money because of something that Mr. Amazawa made crystal clear for me. Money is the shadow of doing the job right. Money is not the reason. It quantifies the fact that you're doing the job right, but it is never the target. Did I answer your question?
It did, perfectly.
It's the shadow. Remember, Mr. Amazawa, it's the shadow.
And the next question is on hiring.
Did you see what he just did? He said it's Toto's idea, right? Very, very important thing. All of you, I don't see enough of you doing this. Every time you learn something and you learn it from someone else, if you are not giving credit to somebody else, you are a failure. Did you hear what I said? Stop owning these ideas. They do not belong to you.
On hiring, interviewing people, what traits do you notice or look for that someone could suit a lean culture?
Well, the number one thing that just quickly comes to my mind is respect for elders. In the Asian philosophy, they call this philopiety. It means a deep respect for people who are older and wiser than you. So anytime I get a new applicant in front of me and I ask them, who's the most influential person in your life? And they say, my mother, my father, my grandfather, my uncle, some kind of outward respect for older people is, for me, a first key sign. I can tell you many more, but that's the first one.
Well, what would be the next one?
Well, humility, this natural desire to want to learn. I'll use Dimitri as a good example. One of my gardeners, very capable, very smart guy from Russia. Every time he looks at anything, he goes, oh yeah, wow, that's cool. That's interesting. Wow, I never thought of that. He's not perfect, but always kind of like, wow, I never thought of that. Someone who's naturally curious and willing to try things as opposed to someone who's always afraid, well, what's going to happen if I fail? It helps a lot when they're curious.
And I've known you for around 7 years, and I've noticed that anyone that comes in front of you, you're fully supportive. They're almost like you'll trust them until they maybe let you down. But in hiring and interviewing, do you act the same way and act on your gut, or do you apply that rules, what you just said about, to that
Well,
scenario?
the gut is good, but the gut is not perfect. Okay, the team is much better than the gut. Not that the gut's bad. You should trust your intuition to some extent. But what we do more is a video resume comes to me. We do not accept resumes. They're all lies. Anybody can write down and make yourself look good. In order to work for us, you have to send me a video horizontally, 1 to 2 minutes, telling me about yourself. If I like it, then I send it to my wife and to Lucas and to Colby. If they like it, they bring them in for an interview. Then if we like the interview, then we offer them 1 day to work in our facility for pay. We pay them cash at the end of the day. We don't put them on the books. Then we bring the people in who work with them into the conference room, and they tell us what they thought of them because they have to work with them. So my gut is a start, but ultimately it's the team that fleshes out whether or not they're really qualified. And then they go to 1 week working for us for pay. At the end of the week, we bring the people in that work with them. Is this the kind of person you want to have with you for the next 20 years or 10 years? Yeah. And if they're not saying yes, we don't hire them. So yes, the gut initially, but it's not the whole story. It's a team. Did I answer your question?
Perfect. And just to follow up on that, how often have you got it wrong? Like, does it happen?
Well, before I did that, I got it wrong almost all the time, to be honest with you, because I trusted just my gut. And occasionally I get lucky. A blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while, and occasionally I would get it right.
Yeah.
But with this system, much better, much better.
Okay. And my next one, what's the number one mistake you see of leaders trying to implement Lean?
Well, the quick and obvious thing is they want to delegate it. They want somebody, they want to hire the Lean consultant. They want to hire the Lean leader, the Lean maniac to come in and do it for them. When the number one thing the leader must do is lead by example. The leader must make the video. The leader must clean the toilet. The leader must be passionate. The leader must participate in the morning meeting. The leader must be involved on the Gemba. The leader must be inspiring and encouraging other people. The leader must everything. Okay, but you asked me this question, but I immediately want to go, what does Mr. Amazawa and Mr. Umamura say? Because they're 1,000 times more experienced than me. Can we ask them real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Like Paul said, when you are talking, it must, he said, exactly.
I learned it all in Japan. Notice what I just did? Do not take credit.
I never worked at Toyota for me to be able to promote to the next role. My target was not that.
I never wanted to go up in the company. Never.
I was not interested in promoting, simply. But I always worked for the Gemba people. Also worked for customers, not my boss. I never worked for my boss. I never thought about, what if I do this, then my boss will scold at me? Never thought about this. My focus was always try to satisfy my customers and Gemba people, period.
So simple. It's not about you.
Okay. What's a common excuse you hear from people that can't or don't want to implement 2-second Lean? And, how have you answered that? Could be a bit broad, that question, but.
Well, I don't know where to start. Even though it says start in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Even though it says start with daily 3Sing for 10 minutes, start with a daily morning meeting for 10 minutes, start with making quick little improvement videos that are 60 seconds long. I don't know where to start. It's all, I don't know, maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they don't believe it will work. I don't know. Anybody have any comments? Why? Anybody have that problem? And then
Nick, I've asked you this question in the past and you gave me a really good answer, and maybe I'll jog your memory. I had someone come in on a tour and you were talking about how they're too rich, dumb, fat, and happy. So maybe you could go into that with kind of in response.
One of my favorite philosophers is a guy named, an intellect, is Victor David Hanson. Does anyone know who Victor David Hanson is? If you don't, you should. You should look him up on the internet immediately. Clearly one of the foremost scholars in the world today. He's from Stanford Institute. Unbelievable man. And he taught me a principle. Notice what I'm doing right now. I'm not telling you I learned the principle. I learned it from someone else. Luxury makes you lazy. Luxury makes you lazy. So the more you have in wealth, and let me tell you, I could be very, very lazy with this position I'm in life, but I have countermeasures against that. I try to keep it back, to not always rely on my wealth to solve every problem and the way I live my lifestyle. So the answer is, when you get accoutrements and you get financial gain at a large level, you're not as motivated to make improvements. But I deliberately, even though I could buy anything, do anything in the world, I deliberately always try to use my head to solve problems, always try to be resourceful, and never be, I learned in Japan, never be satisfied. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Was that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that's right.
Luxury makes you lazy. Don't ever forget it.
Okay, last question. How do you keep Lean Journey alive when profits are down and the pressure's up?
Well, for me, boy, that burned a hole in my rear end like nothing in the whole world, because I tell this story, and not openly a lot of times, but I was making $1 million a year, and I remember the financial meeting, and I walked into it, we couldn't pay the bills, and I asked my CFO, I said, where's the money? And he said, you're spending it all, right? And so when I realized I couldn't pay my bills and things were not so good, I started cutting and slashing like crazy. And within the first month, I cut $500,000 out of advertising, marketing, point of purchase displays, and everything like that. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but for me, it should get your attention acutely to start leaning things out and being a lot more thoughtful about the way you run your company.
So wealth.
Did I answer your question?
Perfect. Yeah, and wealth is in your waist. I remember.
Wealth is in your waist, and this I learned from Venu Srinivasan, chairman of the, not chairman of the board, maybe chairman of the board of Tata Motors, one of the wealthiest people in India. One of my closest friends again, brought him to Japan, been in his home, done the whole 9 yards. This guy's over the top. He taught me the concept. Your wealth is in your waist. Where did he learn it from? Listen what I'm going to do right now. From his sensei from Japan, came to him 40 years ago in India, and he said to his sensei, you know, I want to grow my business. I need more sales, more. And his sensei from Japan said, Venu-san, your wealth is in your waist. Stop focusing on growing your company. Get rid of the muda.
Has anyone got a question for Paul on the same vibe?
Yes, Marie. Go ahead.
Sorry, could you repeat the name of who said that? I didn't catch.
Who said that to me? Venu Srinivasan. You can simply go on YouTube right now, type in Paul Akers, Venu, V-E-N-U. You'll see the entire interview that I did with him. It's phenomenal. He has sent so many people to Japan with me, all his top leaders that run 20, 50, $100 million plants. It is required that every employee watch the video I did with him where he revealed his thinking that he learned from his sensei. It's on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Yes,
Gaston
Gaston.
from Argentina. Once you were asking about the first things that they say, why don't they start with Lean? And during this preparation for the summit in the group, there was the discussion about being, sorry, I lost the word, but discipline.
And I don't like the word discipline.
Yes, and you made an audio in which you explained why you didn't like the word. So I would like you to re-say that, because for me it was very important, and perhaps you can add something on that.
So this is a function of nomenclature, or the words you use to express yourself. The most common word that I hear people say to me is, Paul, you're so disciplined. And I reject that. I am not a disciplined person. I am as careless and haphazard as the rest of you. What happened with me is I changed my mind. I'm using my brain. It has nothing to do with discipline. It has to do with intelligence. I'm activating my mind to say, if I come to work in the morning and the first thing I do is I 3S my area, if the first thing I do is have a morning meeting and communicate Yoga 10 with my people, my life is going to be great. I am not motivated to do any of this by discipline. I'm motivated because I see the benefit of it. It is an intellectual process. 1 + 1 = 2. It's a simple math equation. Zero discipline in my life. I don't do push-ups in the morning because of discipline. I do push-ups in the morning because I don't want to be old and flabby, like Mr. Umar said. Nothing to do with discipline. Did I answer the question? I would highly recommend all of you eradicate that word from your vocabulary and never say it again. It is a worthless word that will accomplish nothing. Change your mind, change your thinking. Toyota has one banner. I'll say it one more time. Toyota has one banner in the entire factory. One banner. Good thinking, good products. Why? Because they know that is the real formula.
Paul, Edwin from Australia. One thing that I learned from you at the last summit was how you train very well. And since my eyes went open, I realized how many people don't train, or they don't understand training. Can you break down your process for training so we can be better trainers?
Well, if you want to do just one thing to train better, not 10 things, just one thing. Jack, stand up. It's this. Shoulder to shoulder with the person, side by side. This is Toyota's secret. Okay? It is not, hey, go over there and do that, and I'll come back and check on you. It's this. The trainer, the person. You go to Japan, you see a young lady or young man learning to do a cash register. The trainer will be shoulder to shoulder with them. You go to Mifune, you go to Hawks. I was just in Hawks the other day. The trainer, I posted this video on the chat. I think I posted it. You guys should have seen it. The trainer was right next to the girl, side by side, for hours, watching every detail, shoulder to shoulder. Did I answer your question?
So how do you know you've finished training?
Well, the way Toyota does it, I can only tell you the way Toyota does it. If a person has accomplished the task of doing it for 3 months straight without making a single mistake and 100% of their work checked, then they're free and they're on their own. Did you hear that? It's pretty mind-boggling.
And I think that's the problem with our generation or our Western culture is we want everything instantly, instant gratification, whereas Japan is 100 years.
This is a great story. I just had 3 Japanese gardeners come all the way from Kyoto, top Japanese gardeners, spend 1 week at my home, living in my home, eating all my meals 3 days a week, and working with my gardeners to take care of my Japanese garden. There were 2 things I walked away from that experience that just were so profound. Number 1, the 3 of them, the teamwork, the way they work together. I can share that video on the chat. It's unlisted. I don't want it disseminated everywhere because it's my home and everybody will see everything, okay? From the inside of my house to the outside. I don't care if you guys see it, but it's not to be passed on to other people. Mommy-san, you can find the video and post it on the chat for me. Number 1, teamwork, the way they work together. You'll see it, it's breathtaking. These 3 gardeners, all highest level of accomplishment. And the second thing is the patience. The way they trained me, the way, my home is, I'm not going to be modest. My house is the most beautiful house in the world. There is nobody that has a more beautiful home than me. And I mean no one. And I'm very accomplished. And I sat there humbly and learned from these gardeners for 5 days how to trim my tree. And believe me, I've trimmed a few trees before, okay? There's a patience that they demonstrated with me to show me how to cut every branch, how to maintain the bamboo and everything. was just like breathtaking. How do these accomplished men that are 45, 50 years old, that take care of the most beautiful gardens in the world in Kyoto, have the patience to train me at that level? So teamwork and patience. Did I answer your question at all?
Yeah, thank you, Paul.
Max from Argentina. How do you set your goals for the year, for the quarter?
Well, I'm not particularly good at doing that because what we do, again, because remember, I'm a carpenter and a DNC student, everything is really simple for us in terms of what our goals are. Our goals, number one, is to make a small improvement every day for everyone. And number two, to be the best lean company in the world so we can be an example to everyone. We really have no other goals other than that, to be honest with you. So I'd like to tell you I have this big fancy board, and if you go to Mifune or you go to a lot of places, a lot of beautiful Hoshin Conran, we don't do any of it. Probably because my business acumen is a little bit beneath most people, but it's that simple, Max. Okay, did I answer your question? And so far, it's done pretty good for me.
At this stage, what one thing would you do differently?
It's the greatest question ever. It's one of my favorite questions to answer. So my life scaled pretty big as I became more successful, houses, planes, cars, trains, the whole 9 yards. If I did it all over again, everything would have been small, simple, and compact. The highest quality, the smallest footprint. I say, the way I visualize that, a one-bedroom condo with plate glass window overlooking the ocean with a bike and a car. Does that make sense? So simple. Four forks, 4 knives, 4 plates, 4 bowls, 1 or 2 coats, 4 pair of underwear, 4 pair of socks, not 50 pairs of pants, 200 shirts, 50 pairs of shoes. Total insanity. Did I answer your question?
All right, Paul, this is Josh from Washington State, not too far from Paul. How you look at time, has that changed over the years? Is it more of an unlimited resource or a limited resource?
Well, the reality of it is, if I'm lucky, I have 65, 75, I have 15 years left, 65, 75, 80, average lifespan, so I only have 15 years, is not very much. I plan on living to 100, that's my target, the way I take care of myself, but the reality of it is it's 15 years. So time is very precious to me, and I'm very deliberate about it, and I don't let anyone waste my time. I'll cut them off super fast. Time is precious. I used to take time for granted. I don't take it for granted at all anymore. Did I answer your question?
Yes. I just wondered if it has shifted.
Oh, radically shifted. Radically shifted. I get offered speaking engagements all over the world for astronomical amounts of money, and I just say, nope, not interested, not going to do it. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to kite surf. I'm going to ride my bike. I'm going to, travel around the world, be with my family. I'm not, nope.
You're looking for transformative time, rather than just.
Well, if you're not, the problem is, I see that this is a big problem that I see most leaders with. They don't know how to say no. They think every opportunity is an opportunity they have to take, instead of being very, very selective about the ones they choose. I would much rather choose relationship time over opportunity time, grow my business, make more money time, with everything I know now. Did I answer your question? If you're hurried and you don't have enough time, you're doing something wrong. You're saying yes way too much. You need to start saying no. You should have time to think.
So Mr. Umemura has a question for you.
Answer the question.
Mr. Umemura has a question for you, Paul-san. Yeah. Everyone. So what you're doing right now, the job that you're doing, are you enjoying it? Or you wanna make more money? What is your thinking? Which one is it? Are you enjoying your job or you want to more focus on your making money?
Let's go around quick. David, what do you think? Go around quick.
I want to
Let's
know.
get 10 answers really fast. Boom, get ready.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. Yeah.
I enjoy my job.
So it's not about money. Okay, good.
When I'm making improvements, I enjoy it a lot. When I face problems at the beginning, I'm struggling a bit, but then improvement time comes, so enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying my job, but also my team now.
I have the best work, so I totally enjoy in my company and my shop.
Very happy. So many people doing it right.
Yes, I also enjoying it a lot.
It is the most rewarding career I've ever had, and I'm a state employee, so money's out of the question anyway. Brandon from US. Yeah, so money's no object. It's all about transforming people.
Yeah.
May I? Yeah, please. Lean gives me an opportunity to train my people. I'm really enjoying it, and at the same time, making money as well. But I have a question with this that, you talk about we must have the patience and we must insist for continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, I mean daily improvement, small improvement, and the patience as well. So sometimes they become confusing. I mean,
The daily improvement versus what? I didn't get the second part.
and the patience.
The patience?
Yes.
Well, I think, Pengao, that the way I would look at it is the patience to train your people to do a good job so they can do daily improvements. So remember the Japanese garden, the patience they exhibited with me so they could leave and then I could do a good job. So the patience supercharges the improvements because of the good training. That's the way I look at it. What do you think?
I'm training them with patience, but then for daily improvement, do I need to nudge them or should I wait for that patience to win them over?
You should set the expectation, you should inspect the expectation, you should celebrate. You should expect them to do it, and if they can't do it, you need to go in and help them and train them until they get it.
Right.
Did you see that? You cannot just let people wander. Very clear expectations, very clear challenge goals.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
I think the time question, Mr. Amazawa should also answer that, Mami-san. Okay, any more questions?
Can I say one thing real quick about Mr. Amazawa's question? So for me, interesting enough, when I stopped focusing on money and started focusing on our people, the money took care of itself. And now I couldn't even tell you, I don't even know how to get into a bank account.
Did you say that last part?
I don't even know how to look at our bank account. I know there's plenty
You
of
and
money
me
in
both. It is zero on my radar screen. Zero. I don't even think
But it
about
once was.
What?
But mine once was. I used to look at it every day. That's crazy.
It's the way 98% of the rest of the world operates. But we should not be operating that way.
Sean, I love what I'm doing and I'm having a ton of fun, but I'm not saying no enough. Because there's tons of stuff that I'm not getting done that I'd like to, like the time to edit the daily video.
You should be able to flow through your life. Again, I get all day long people asking me to do this, to speak, to invest, to be involved. And all I do is say, no, 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 no. I want an answer from Mr. Amazawa about time. How does he view time now?
So I never tell any, I never ordered anything to my people when I was let's say I was a president. So I always, if they want me to say some advice, then I always said the same thing, one thing. Just think how to make your customer satisfied.
Internal or external? 大野隊長もそうだったけど、
隊長の always told me.
ああせよこうせよは絶対言わない。
He never said, do that, do this. Taichono never said that to me.
これでいいの
He always asking me, do you think this is okay? This Gemba is working okay. What do you think? He was always asking me my opinion.
Making him think.
Think.
自分で考えて出した結果は自分の知識っていう栄養になるけど、人に言われたことは全く
You only
自分の力
learn,
の
gain your knowledge by yourself thinking and comes up with that idea or the answer will become your new knowledge and it will pile up in you. But if somebody taught you something, then that skill will not be real to you.
So this is borrowed knowledge. This is something I learned in Japan. Borrowed knowledge or developed knowledge? He's talking about developed knowledge. It's way more powerful. Anybody can copy anybody. But when you develop the knowledge, it's much more powerful. I learned it in Toyota, this concept I just taught you.
僕はね、秀才じゃないから、
I'm not a smart guy.
だから日産に入れなかったんだよ。
So I was not able to get a job at Nissan.
しょ
I
う
want
が
to work for Nissan.
しょうがないからトヨタ入ったけ
So
ど
I had no choice but working for Toyota back then.
これは僕の運命の。
This was my fate. This was my. I had no choice.
だけど、トヨタに入って本当に幸せです、
But
ね。
if I look back right now, I really am a lucky guy.
Amazing. What about time? How does he see time at 83 years old? How does he view time?
今は、一番楽しいことはね、若い人と話をすることだね。
I always enjoy talking to young generations
彼らが全く知らない話をいっぱい知ってますよね。
because I know all the histories of the country or my experiences, and I like to share my experiences or knowledge to the younger generations who have no idea what was like before. So I enjoy
まあ、
talking
でき
to
た
them.
ら若い男の人よりも若い女の人
I
が
prefer younger
話しとって。
girls than boys.
When we go to Lexus, all the girls love him there. It's very funny.
Oh, wait. Mr. Omebura has a comment. So everyone, including myself, we are all top management. So always I'm thinking deeply, every day.
だから今日も朝ね、
In the morning,
ここへ来
this
る前
morning,
に
before I got here,
車の中で少しお話しして
I had an opportunity to talk to Max.
その時にじゃあね、いろいろ質問いただいた時に
So Max really gave me a good question.
やっぱりトップの人っていうのは
So who is really a top management
常に
role?
考え
I always say to everyone, if you're
しかし、
president, if you're
あまり
leading the company, you have to use your brain.
考えすぎるといつまで経っても結論が出てこない。
And yes, you have a lot of concerns, you have a lot of worries that you're always thinking. Don't think too much.
だから僕は
That's the advice I can give you.
問題はできるだけみんなに話す。
So if I have a problem myself, next morning, I always share the problem with my leading team or senior team. And
で、
share
みんなで解決させる。
what I'm thinking. Then we solve the problem together.
Teamwork.
Yes. Don't try to solve by yourself.
It's a
で、そ
beautiful
うやっ
thing.
てストレスを解消していかないと。
So you have to reduce your stress, your burden, your pressure that you're putting on yourself. Release it as much as possible, as quickly possible with the team, with your team.
Overriding theme in Japan. The way Japan operates is teamwork. Not perfectly, but better than any other country in the world.
だから僕は今こうやって80今度は4歳
I'm
だけ
going
ど
to
も
be 84 this November.
まだこうやって、現役で毎日
I'm
会社に行
still
ってやっ
energized. I'm very happy to wake up to go to work.
ぱりいろいろ問題が多い。
I know that I have a lot of problems, but I still feel happy. I feel lucky that I have a place to work.
だからそれはでき
Why?
るだけ短期間で解決する。
Because I know, I experienced that solving the problem in a short time is very effective to the company.
いつまでも伸ば
So
さない
I'm not going to hold back with the problems in me for long. I will try to immediately solve on the next morning. Even though I had a night, some nights still keeps me up. I can't sleep sometimes. But next morning, I share the problem immediately, speak out loud to my team, and we comes up with the solution always.
ぜひそういうフレームを
So
やりたい。
I hope this is a good tip for you
すごい。
to move
ありが
forward.
とうございます。
Edwin from Australia again. Can you just speak a little bit about flow? Like, where are we getting it wrong? Because flow, Taiichi always said it's a river. Why can't we get this right?
Where are we getting it wrong? In everything.
Yeah, but why?
In everything. There is no flow. In everything. Everywhere I go, every person I engage, it's just like no flow. Including myself. When I'm doing work and I fumble and I struggle and I cut my thumb, like my thumb's cut right now, no flow. I stop and say, why did I cut my thumb? Because I was in a little bit of a hurry. So I didn't loosen the screw. So the Chinese people that made the toilet brush holder that I was putting in didn't tumble the part. So there's a sharp edge on it. But I went so fast that I pulled too hard on the part and it cut my thumb open and I can't play the guitar now. There is no flow. It's nonstop in all of our lives. And you need to realize it. And you need to slow down enough to say, whoa, let's get this right. Things should be smooth.
So what you're saying is stop and fix, stop and fix.
You should be asking yourself in everything you do, from grabbing a handful of nuts to arranging the tables to getting your laptop out to working the button pusher to plugging cables. I don't care what it is, to stumbling over the electrical outlets that needed to be taped down. There is no flow. And if it's not obvious to all of you, you're missing it completely. It jumps out and screams at me all day long. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
It's Will from the U.S. So I think flow is my current favorite topic. And Paul, do you think about it in the 4 steps of flow? Mark Warren has taught me these. So
Teach me.
Put the work in sequence, and then synchronize like music. Has to be at the same rhythm, and then balance work between the different operations. And then, Pablo, I heard you talking about the 4th step of flow, which is balance the inputs into the system. And that's management's job. So your variation with your orders.
Well, I certainly know. I do not think of it at the sophisticated level you're just talking about. But teach us if you want to.
I am here to be taught. That's all I know. That's the end of my knowledge.
Well,
so I just wanted to start the conversation.
Things should be like a ballerina dance, like we saw last night. You saw how the woman danced and moved around the man with just everything should move like that with unobstructed. That's flow. And what? Takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of focus on understanding the clunkiness of the processes. It's scary how bad the processes are everywhere. From checking in at the airlines to going through security to getting in an Uber. I don't care what it is. It makes me cringe. I encounter it nonstop everywhere and everything. Watching the flight attendants on the airplane, how they work picking up the trays. I mean, it's just like, it's chaos everywhere.
Dustin from the U.S. So interesting. How do you balance that? Because it's so frustrating to see it everywhere and trying to have a good attitude. I struggle with that.
Take responsibility for what you have authority over. So, for instance, we just built a Japanese bell tower, and I had 2 Ukrainians building the Japanese bell tower. And I explained to them how I wanted it executed. And of course, there's a language barrier, and I was doing it through Google Translate and everything. And they did 80% of it the way I wanted it to. And then they got to the very end, and they had to drill these holes for the rope to hold the big gonger, and they didn't drill it. And I explained to them how to do it and the sequence to do it. And now they had to climb up on a ladder with a big awkward drill and go in there and completely out of flow and struggling to do everything. And I looked at them and I said, I told you to do this first. They go, I know, because now you're struggling. Now you're you're not in a flow state. The roof's on. You can't get the drill in the right place to set the C channels. Take responsibility for what you can take responsibility and then teach. I use that as a teaching moment. You have to do things in the correct sequence so you have flow. Going back to what Will and Mark Warren said, things have to be in the right sequence. I don't know if I answered your question, but I don't worry about whether or not the flight attendants can pick up the trays right. I see it, and I know that if I was doing it, it would be different, but all the things that I do in my life that I have control over, I take charge of it immediately. With all my contractors, everybody that works for me, anybody that does anything, there's a way and a method, and I make sure they're clear on that. I don't just let people do work the way they want to work. Did I answer your question at all?
Abraham, New Zealand. Paul, you spoke earlier about the importance of saying no and valuing your time. Is saying no something that you've always been able to do, or is it a skill that you learn?
No. I have the same problem, the same disease everybody else. I want to please everybody and everything else. No, but as time has diminished for me, right, the 15 years potentially, and no, in the last 10 years, that's when it became very clear to me that, when my body started aching a little bit more and I wasn't as agile when I got out of bed in the morning and things like that, you start thinking about time a little bit more, and then you go, boy, I need more time to take care of my health. But if I say yes to Bob, Jane, and Mary, I'm not going to have the time to get up and do my push-ups and eat correctly and everything else. I started saying no. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it just comes down to education and intelligence, like I said earlier, is my key takeaway.
Yeah, you have to be thinking long term. What makes you happy? What makes you unhappy? I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of waking up in the mirror and looking at myself if I'm not in good shape and saying, that doesn't make me very happy. So what do you have to do? You have to have the time to take care of your health. You have to have the time to be with your family. You have to have the time to do the things you wanted to do and not always say, I'll do that someday. Did I answer your question?
Thank you. Yes.
So I've got one more question. Sorry, this might be a stupid question, but I noticed that you keep asking people, did I answer your question? Why do you do that?
Why? You want to know the truth? It's brutal. Because most of you and most people are shitty communicators. So I check myself every time I give someone an answer to make sure that I am, Hansei, communicating and giving you what you asked for instead of what I want to give you. Did you see what I just said? Instead of what I want to give you, did I give you what you wanted?
So in summary, it's just a feedback loop.
Immediately, not tomorrow, not when you have the courage to come up to me and say, Paul, I really didn't get that answer. I need to ask you again. Now, in flow. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, totally understand.
So, Paul, I may be young and dumb, but I'm going to ask you this because it's something related to being on a lean culture through all my life, not only on the work life. But this lean thinking and healthy lean thinking, it's separating myself from my friends.
Absolutely.
So I need your advice on that because I feel that I am losing many friends.
Yeah, well, Phil gave you the answer. What was the third point on your slide, Phil?
Surrounding yourself with awesome people, and exactly what I felt.
Period. Full stop. Full stop. Stop screwing around with people who don't get it. Don't waste your life. When people want to come into your atmosphere because in your orbit because they want to change and you want to help them, all day long I'll lay down my life for anybody, but I will not tolerate anyone in my orbit who wants to talk. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it's a tough one, but
It's not tough. It's easy. It's easy. You're going to let people look at God gave you a breath. What do you get? 1 million breaths in your lifetime? You're going to squander those breaths on people that are not going to change? Why would you do that? Why not find the people that do want to change and give them that breath? It's not hard at all. It's really actually a very simple 1 + 1 = 2. Why would you give your breath to someone who doesn't appreciate it? I won't. You will?
no, not anymore.
I just asked the question, are these people adding value to my life? And I've gone through exactly what you've said. When I got those people that didn't add value to my life out of it, I'm focusing on pure value.
Thank you, Phil.
I have a question for you, Paul.
Jeff.
I recall seeing some
Who is speaking?
This is Jeff from USA. Thank you, Paul. Now I'm really nervous. No. I recall seeing videos of your old facility. And certainly your facility now is beautiful. When you moved into that, how did that help your lean journey, being able to set that up in the way you wanted?
Well, honestly, unbelievable. You know, it was very painful to wait. I wanted to do it 3 or 4 years earlier, but I was advised not to by both my Lin senseis. Say, if you get that bigger facility, you won't understand how to really manage your resources effectively. You'll be very sloppy. So that was brilliant advice. And then my second piece of advice came from an 80-year-old man who was very successful in the intercom industry, telecommunications. He said, Paul, build it out of cash. Don't do it. Wait, build it, save your money, build it out of cash. And I listened to both my senseis in that regard. It was brilliant. So, but when I did do it, I had so much knowledge of how to organize and manage the resources that had been given to me to be stewardship over, that I did a much better job than if I would have done it sooner. So it made a profound difference on lean implementation, visualization, flow. Everything was so much easier by a factor of times 10 than in the old facility. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
I love our facility. I don't like it. I love our facility. It's beautiful. Everything about it is like 100%. The big thing that makes my facility so great over everyone else's facility, no walls, no offices, total flexibility. We need to change something, we move and roll it. You don't have to tear down walls. We have to redo plumbing. Everything's flexible. That was the key. Where, Max?
Max from Argentina again. I'm curious because you're so successful and your life has inspired me a lot. So how do you manage your time, your schedule, your calendar, your priorities? Do you rely on some process or tools?
Yeah. Well, Max, the answer is I don't do it the way everybody else does it. So, I mean, I might answer one email a week. I don't do emails. That's the stupidest thing in the whole world. Everything is with audio messages and videos. My contractor just called me while we were here. Immediately FaceTime, show me what the issue is. Boom, boom, boom. Send me videos on the progress. Everything is done in a very clear and transparent way that's not ambiguous. I remove all the ambiguity out of my life because I have audio communication and video communication. And then if people waste my time, I'll cut them off. And then also, you haven't been to Japan with me, so I haven't taught you some of my secrets, but I do something called Text Expander. So if you ask me a question from how to start lean to how to stay in my house in Maui, or how to unlock the gate in my house in San Diego, or to come visit me, I type in 1 or 2 keywords and it populates the entire information on any subject, hundreds of different subjects. So people contact me and instantly can give you a response. I'll give you an example right now. Mommy, son, would you grab my phone? It's right there behind there. So everyone look at their phone at the chat. Yeah, I'm going to let you do it, okay, because I'm holding the water. Just go to the chat real quick. Look at the chat. And let's say you want to know, my boss doesn't get it. My boss doesn't get it. I'm a mid-level manager and my boss doesn't get lean. Okay, all she has to do is bring a keyboard up called Text Expander. It's blue. And then she'll type in the word my boss, start to type it. Did it work? Okay, it's sent. Now look at your phone. All the videos, all the information on how to do that. Let's say I'm going to do this and then I'm going to delete it. Okay, let's say you're going to my San Diego house. I let people stay in my home in San Diego. And you want to know everything, how to turn on the water heater, how to leave the sheets, every detail. Type in the word SAN, and then I'll have her delete it because you guys don't need to see all that. SAN, go ahead, sent. It's already sent. No, don't delete it yet. Leave it in there for a bit. Let's say you're going to my Maui house. Type in the word Maui. Okay, look at your phone. The video on everything about Maui, where Costco is, where the airport is, how to do everything. So I've made every process in my life simple and easy. So it doesn't matter who's contacting. If you're coming to my home in Bellingham, type in the word GATE, G-A-T-E. Watch what happens. The gate code, a video on how to work the keypad, where I live, the Google Drive address, every detail. So anytime anybody asks me anything, I'm not like stumbling. I'm in flow, Edwin. I'm not always in flow because I'm very clunky on many things. But compared to everyone else, run circles around everybody times 100. So I don't struggle to do some of the things that most people do on a mundane basis. I won't tolerate it. Everything has to be simple and easy. If you want to know AME tours, type in AME. If you want to have a tour of my company, type in the word TOUR. It doesn't matter what the subject is. Everything is just like boom, 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 boom. That's how I do it, that I can manage hundreds of people contacting me every day and always respond to them just in time, in flow. No one's waiting on me for an answer, from my contractors at my home to you asking me a question in Argentina. There's always flow because I work and focus on, where's Armando? Armando? And I was talking about Carlo and Armando today because the process is the expert. I focus on the process on everything I do, so there's no struggle. Whether it's digital, whether it's manufacturing, I don't care. Max, did I answer your question? Perfectly. Thank you.
Hey,
Carlo,
Paul.
Mexico.
Here?
Jeff, sorry.
Paul, Jeff, can you send us a information on Text Expanders?
Yes. I think you type in the word Text Expander and see if it comes up. So this might be a good example. I've been asked this question so many times, and I'm going to be ashamed if it doesn't come up. It's a video I need to do. Basically, Jeff, what I do is when I'm in Japan, this is something I teach in Japan, and it might be, you can type in YouTube Paul Akers Text Expander. It's probably a video on that. And if it doesn't come up in the Text Expander, then watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to be in.
I put text, and it says it is a test to see if I can demonstrate how to use Text Expander. It is amazing application that's web based, but actually goes on your phone and interfaces. And you can do all the editing on your phone just in time, and you will save your hours and hours.
But it doesn't show the video on how to do it, right? It does. Look at what I'm doing. It doesn't show the video on how to do it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's what he says.
So here's what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do to be in flow. Hey Siri, capture. Create Text Expander video on how to use, and put it on Text Expander under text and send it to the chat before you go to bed tonight. Okay, so now I capture this as getting things done. A lot of you have been to Japan, you know getting things done. So tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to look at my capture list. I'm going to make that video. I'm going to add it to my Text Expander, which it wasn't there, and you will receive it, and I will be in flow, and no one's going to be waiting on me for an answer, and you're going to understand how I did that. Does that make sense? That's how I do it, Max. I don't rely on my brain to remember anything. I have systems and processes that support me, so I'm not frustrated. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Why so? It was hard for you? Okay. So now that you tell me that, I'll make sure that I show how to install the keyboard. It's actually very easy, but if you're not familiar with it, it could be a little clunky. Well, yes. Okay. So wait, Josh is making a very good point. Text Expander used to be an app. I don't know why, but they pulled it back and you have to go on the website, download it on your phone. It is not easy in that regard. It's manageable. What it saves you in time is worth all the money in the world. I'm sure there are apps that are like Text Expander. I don't know of them, but there must be. And you can find another one that basically you type in a short phrase and it populates. The reason why the Apple platform does not work, it has a built-in text expander, is you cannot format the message. You can't put bullet points. It just comes out in one big, huge, bumbled script. Text expander allows you to format everything so it comes out looking nice, informationally wise. Did you?
Yes, that's correct. I just want everybody to know that it's
not
a normal just download an app.
You will have to spend between 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max. Okay, perfect. And David is the tech wizard of the world. And anytime you have any problem, David, I know nothing. I crawl on the floor. Ask David; he'll solve all your problems. So that would be very helpful if you can do that.
I would love a video that I could share with other people too, because they're like, how do you do that?
Okay.
Okay, so Carlo here in Mexico. I'm going back to your life because I was wondering, you mentioned 2 times about your age.
Yeah.
Are you planning to retire? And the second thing, now I learned that you have 2 houses in beaches. So that's fantastic because you mentioned that the ideal house is to be at the beach, looking at the ocean with just one car, one bicycle, etc. So you're doing that right now, right? That's something that you are.
I am retired. I don't work.
You are retired.
My wife runs the company. I occasionally go to the company. I'm on a chat in the company, so I look at every improvement and I support anybody that needs help, but I don't work anymore. I'm done working. All right. Okay? Yep. I just travel around the world and have fun.
Nice.
And I do Japan study missions. Only because the demand's so crazy. It's hard to say no to so many people that really want to learn. And we have this beautiful resource of Mr. Amazon, Mr. Umamura that are willing to share that knowledge. It seems disrespectful and wasteful to not take advantage of the most incredible gifts in the whole world that's been presented to all of us. Because I'm telling you, this is a 10-year-old that we've been working together for about 10 years. The first 15 years I was going to Japan, this opportunity never, ever presented itself to me. This is like once in 100 lifetimes. This is very unusual. You have 2 of the top leaders of Toyota at our disposal to help us learn. So it just seems like, how could I walk away from that?
Abraham, New Zealand. Just a question around the 2-second lean community. It's obviously growing at a rapid rate. And even in our little country on the side of the world, we're having more and more people pop up and are interested. Do you have a vision for what you hope the community looks like 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Well, yeah, there's one vision, and it's the simplest vision in the world. I want to work with the head of state of a country, a president, a prime minister, and implement and teach 2-second lean to a country. In doing so, that will become the model for other countries because the success will be so incredible. So I'm hoping that all of us collectively, as we work together globally, the influence will become so undeniable that sooner or later a head of state with some common sense is going to say, we need to be doing this countrywide. Did I answer your question?
You did. So to summarize, is your end goal that every country is doing 2-second lean?
Well, and ultimately, yes, but I know that the target is just to get one, because I know that if one does it well, it will be adopted by many, many people.
Amazing. Thank you.
So Thomas from France, I'm gonna come back on your retirement. Can you share what is your biggest fear when you retired and how you overcome it? Flocking.
That I would die before I could enjoy it. Right? You know, that I would maintain my health, that I'd be able to enjoy it. And I'm having no problem with that now. But yeah, you know, you work hard. I worked hard all my life. I still work hard. I still work, you know, when I'm working in my yard, my garden with my gardeners, you know, I don't want to say I outwork them, but I can outwork them, and I'm much older than all of them. I'm a hard worker. I just want to be able to enjoy that I have the freedom and the financial ability to do anything I want. I want to be able to have the time to do that. That's the biggest fear. The health to do it. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
This is another thing I would suggest all of you do, and y'all need to learn to do this because I talk to a lot of you. You need to be much more, remember this word, pithy in your answers. Stop talking on and on and on. Say it and shut up.